What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2. We are booming our way through Ancient Power number 69 and have come to floor number 65, the Liferoot Forest. Let's get started. Now, starting things off, we've got EMP Zappers with Pilot On over here. We got some Side Frost, Vanguard Whompers, Frosty Fighter with Headstrong down below. Now, this lane is not going to be crowd controlled at all, and it actually is the closest lane to an objective. So I'm definitely going to have to watch this lane. Frost mobs, of course, cannot be slowed, and in addition to that, these Frost mobs also have Headstrong, so there's not going to be any CC going on in that lane shy of Frostfire Remnants. Over here, we've got Sideguard Throwers with Unstoppable and Toxikazi. We've got an Air Raid lane up top with Abominable and Pilot On. And then another Headstrong lane, Psy Lava Whompers. Now, Liferoot Forest here is a map that's relatively generous with the DU. You've got 200 DU to spend per lane. One of the benefits is if you build back and don't spawn camp the lane, you can easily handle the flyer lanes along with the ground lane since the flyers dip down so low. So let's start things off right here, and we'll start going on this Psyfrost Vanguard Thrower lane. Now, we can use a little crowd control here, so we're going to do that. Remember, this playthrough is all Boom Servos, so I've got a Support Boom going on a Skyguard Tower, Gobu Boom going on some Flame Auras. Then I'm going to be using Proton Beams with Melee Boom, Reflect Beams with Melee Boom, and then potentially some Chaos Boom Poison Dart Towers, and maybe even Mini Boss Boom Earth Shatter. Let's see. So since we can crowd control this lane, let's go ahead and set up a Petrify. So we're going to want to start things off with, a little bit of Poison here. And the reason I'm building so far back in the lane, once again, is 100% just to handle the flyers. So we've got a nice little Cyborg trap in along with a Petrify, and then we're going to use some Flame Auras to handle those flyers. Now remember, we've got 200 DU per lane, which is very, very nice. Since we're going to be killing the flyers all together, there's 150 DU. We can actually go something like that, and we're still under on the DU usage, which is just awesome. Now here we got Frosty Fighter with Headstrong. This is the lane that's not going to be able to be CC'd at all, so I'm just going to focus on pure power. So since we've got Frost enemies, of course, we want fire damage. So let's go ahead and just throw in as many Flame Auras as we can. And this lane, like I said, I probably will end up watching this lane throughout. Let's go 4 Flame Auras there. Let's actually put one more round of them here. So let's go with another one there. And then we can put yet one more in the very back. So 6 Flame Auras, 180 DU right there. And then here, Sideguard Throwers. These are unstoppable, so they can't be slowed, but they can be stunned. So we'll go ahead and set that Petrify combo up as well. This lane is nice and wide. I'm going to go really heavy on the Proton Beam usage and spend a little extra DU down here since I do have so much left over from the other lanes. Let's see, let's go with a double Proton setup. We do have Cyborgs, so we want to get something in to trap those Cyborgs up front. We'll go just with something like, say, like that, to keep the Cyborgs distracted. However, we also want to get some Petrify in the mix too. So let's just get a little bit more of that Reflect Beam going back inside of those Proton Beams. And then just for a little damage, we can go with, a couple of Flame Auras on the outside, and I'm thinking that should handle that lane without any problems. Now, over here, we've got a flyer lane as well, but remember, once again, if you build back, the flyers dip down so low that you can handle them with the ground lane. We do have Cyborgs here, so although the enemies cannot be petrified since they do have that Headstrong combo, I am still going to go with the Petrify setup, just using it for different purposes. So here I'm going to use a proton beam because the enemies can be slowed, and that's going to give me a slow in the lane. We're going to go ahead and put a reflect beam down just to distract the cyborgs. So the cyborgs will just stand up front, wailing away at this reflect beam to no avail. And then we want to get some flamers in to handle those flyers, and really just to do some damage into the main lane. That leaves me 60 left. What do I want to do with the 60? I could go 2 more flamers somewhere, or I could get a little bit of power in. So let's just get, my hardest hitting defense that I have set up right now is definitely the Earth Shatter. Let's get an Earth Shatter in down here at the Frosty Fighter lane, just to get some pound going on down there. Now, I don't have the Earth Shatter set up properly for this lane. It does have Earth Toss on it. We're not going to get any knock-up since it is headstrong. However, we're just going to rely on just the pure power of the Earth Shatter Tower. And then let's make it so this lane is my ignore lane. So we'll get some upgrades in over here. And then where else? I think let's get just one of these flamers upgraded here, and then see how it goes. Now, since this lane cannot be controlled at all except by Frostfire, I'm going to fight in this lane. It only makes sense. If we watch the mini-map, we'll see that the enemies coming out hopefully will quickly get evaporated in those defenses. You see our frost mobs, they're making the push, and they're freezing up in those flamers. A couple of upgrades here on this lane is going to just go a super, super long way. Burn these guys out here. Lots of frost orcs in this one, so they will slow those flamers down quite a bit. Now remember, for frost orcs, you can overcap your rate and then not worry about the slow. However, then you've got a defense that's dedicated to just killing frost orcs. And, in reality, although this is kind of normal once you get into the higher floors, when you're just going through ancient power resets, it's just not necessary. Because remember, that freeze is not stopping these defenses, it's only slowing down their attack rate. So they're still getting shots off and still getting the job done. They're just going to have a seriously diminished attack rate as the frost orcs stack up. Taking a look over at the flyer lane. Looks like all that's left is flyers over there, but things are getting handled, no doubt. Looks like we got one sneaky mob that got through, and we got a big old lava guardian. Same thing there. A few upgrades will go a long way on that. I think just to be safe, let's upgrade this outside lane. We'll throw, just even out the upgrades here, I guess. We'll just go one kind of on the main damaging defenses there. Let's get another round of upgrades over here, and then that's going to leave me 440 left. If I wasn't standing here, the frost orcs were definitely on the push in this lane. So let's just go ahead and throw a few upgrades around, at least on those front defenses in this lane right here, and that should make a pretty darn big difference on how this lane gets handled. Let's check it out and see how it does here in wave number 2. If wave 2 runs super slow, of course, we will just go ahead and skip on forward to wave number 5. It looks like things are now getting handled in this lane without my intervention, so a few upgrades got the job done. Yeah, even the frost orcs are burning out now. Now we can grab 10 more DU here and then just really increase the pounding in this lane by getting an upgrade on this Earth Shatter as well. And we should have some big boy damage just wrecking it out right over here. Now, Lava Guardians are tough mobs, of course, and they're probably going to be making the push on that far lane. The good thing here is the lanes they're really long. Mobs have a long, long way to travel. So anything that sneaks past your defenses, you can very quickly see on the minimap. And this map is small enough of an area to get back at the spawns where you can respawn fairly quickly to anything that makes the creep on through. The difference between Quab and the main core here is just seconds away from each other, of course. We'll get these assassins burned up in these flame auras, and then the big push is coming on that far lane, so I'll want to watch the mini-map there. See how this one is doing. That Lava Guardian is right in the heat of things there now. It looks like it died, actually. I think the Lava Guardian may have gotten taken down this time, so those upgrades definitely got the job done over there. So let's go ahead and skip on through to wave number 5 and see how this map ends up. And here we go in a wave number 5. Pretty smooth sailing so far. Boom Servos, although they do lose their pizzazz really quickly in Onslaught, when it comes to doing ancient power resets and staying below floor 100 or so, Boom Servos are quite powerful. Used properly, you know, Gobu Boom, Melee Boom would be, for me personally, the Boom Servos of choice. They're just super strong. Now, the reason these fall off so quickly as you climb is they're a set amount of damage per explosion. So as enemies get tougher and tougher, of course, the amount of damage that's being done with the booms is just an insignificant amount as the health of the enemies keeps climbing. However, you know, pre-floor 100, floor 200 booms are just good stuff. There's no doubt about it, and it looks like we're going to be able to blast right through this one here without any issues. Skarnash is hanging on a little long there, but we're already under 200 mobs, and everything's burning pretty quick. Getting a little Frostfire Remnants backed up into this spawn, and then, well, really, that's about it. I mean, it is GG's, I think, from this point. And Liferoot is a good one. This was one of the early farm maps. There was a time in Dungeon Defenders 2 where when you were grinding out loot, all you played was Liferoot Forest. And that was some good times, lots of fun to be had on this map. There's just no doubt about it. But Liferoot is a gorgeous map. They did a fantastic job of the design of it, and just super pretty to look at. And additionally, it's not overly generous with the DU. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not a Bastille or, you know, out on a pirate ship levels of DU generosity. But getting 200 per lane and not having to worry about the air lanes certainly makes this an awesome map to choose from when you're looking for what map to go to complete your Onslaught floors. There's a little Orc Boom action for me. We'll save that bad boy as well. So that will do it for now. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to click that like button and please subscribe. I will be back soon with some more Dungeon Defenders. And keep an eye out for an Ethereum Thanksgiving giveaway coming up here in the next few days. Thanks again, y'all. I'll see ya next time around.